So we're here with Vic Cook, who is directing for Spectacular Spider-Man.
Supervising producer.
And director.
Hold on. Do I look at you or here?
Look at the camera. Okay. Camera's more interesting than I am.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about this take on Spider-Man. Spider-Man's been revised a million times, so what's this take on the character?
This take is really the original take, a contemporary version of the original take. We're going back to when Peter Parker was in high school and got bit by the spider. And we are going to see Peter Parker meet and go up against supervillains for the first time in his career, superhero career. So the theme of the show is kind of the education of Peter Parker. Obviously, one part of the education part is a high school student trying to make his way through the world and navigate sort of the social battlefield of high school. And then after he becomes Spider-Man, he spends a summer becoming Spider-Man. At that time, there are no supervillains, just kind of common criminals, thugs, and burglars. And by the time the school year starts, the first supervillains pop up. It's a new challenge for him, and so he's getting a real education in the challenges of being a superhero.
So where are you looking from other Spider-Man stories to draw inspiration?
Well, the inspiration is the Lee Ditko era and also the Romita era of Spider-Man. That's really a main focus, but we're also using storylines and characters from later storylines. Obviously, Venom is in there. Visually, you're going to see a lot of iconic imagery from the Lee Ditko era that we wanted to infuse in the show. The half Spidey mask shows ending with the Spidey eyes in the sky, like the old classic comics used to. And also the movies have been an inspiration in terms of action and story, sort of raising the bar. Our show is obviously a 2D traditional animated show. It's not CG, but we wanted to push the envelope as much as we can in the traditional show and having action sequences that attempt to rival what Sam Raimi did.
So you've done some directing for some Disney projects. Disney.
Before here, I directed a Disney. The last action project I did just before Spider-Man was Hellboy, Blood and Iron. Maybe you've seen that. At Disney, I directed on Buzz Lightyear, Star Command, comedy action, Legend of Tarzan, and Atlantis 2.
What's it like? What are the differences? Obviously with something like Spider-Man, you're going to have a lot more action, a lot more fight scenes than you have with something like Buzz Lightyear. What's that been like?
Yeah, every project has its own tone and mood. Buzz Lightyear was a comedy action show, so the stakes weren't as high. There's a little bit of comedy. You still had to choreograph the action, but a lot of what dictates what he does and how he moves is his abilities. Same thing with Spider-Man. There's nobody that moves like Spider-Man. So when you stage a battle sequence with Spider-Man or Spider-Man coming into a room, he's not going to come into a room like any other superhero because of his abilities. The storylines also dictate a little bit more harder edge action.
So you say, when Peter becomes Spider-Man, there are no supervillains. We see him become Spider-Man over the course of the summer. And we've got all these villains appearing. Are we going to see any other classic Marvel heroes, at least cameo appearances?
Well, I wouldn't rule anything out. I'm not going to make any promises. You just have to keep watching the show, and you never know.
Well, Vic, thank you so much for your time.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.